Hello, Rebecca. Thanks for being with us today. Listen, we've been on a roller coaster, this international monetary panic, really, that we've been seeing with the coronavirus and the markets. So how does this trickle down, do you think, to local businesses? And is it just the coronavirus that's affecting the markets?
Well, it's a really good question, Ross. Part of this is where we started the year, and after the last couple of weeks where we've seen stocks plunge almost 28% as of today. It's hard to even remember where we started the year, but we started the year on a high note. In fact, last year, the market was up almost 30%. And as a result of that, most 401ks and retirement plans were looking quite good coming into this crisis. Where we stand now is that Wall Street is adjusting to the same new reality that most Americans are adjusting to. With the coronavirus, there are still many uncertainties, and as Wall Street tries to understand what the economic impact is going to be, every day you see these fluctuations in the market because it is very much on edge at this point and really susceptible to new headlines. For example, this morning, some of the overall feeling of optimism is because of the fact that it looks like the White House and Congress have come closer to some form of fiscal stimulus package, and that's the kind of thing that could cushion some of the downside effect of this crisis.
You know, a key thing for Wall Street, and you know this better than anyone, is confidence. If the traders are confident,
yes,
if the markets are confident, and right now, the American people really aren't confident that this crisis is really in hand.
Right. Confidence that the disease will not take a larger toll. Confidence that corporate America will deal with it responsibly. Confidence that leadership will deal with it responsibly. That confidence, believing what we are told, is really an important aspect for Wall Street. And it's also important to knowing or anticipating what may come in the future. And I think in the last couple of days, Wall Street has really felt on edge because of the fact that we've seen so many extreme measures. Now, I don't want to suggest that those extreme measures are not appropriate. They're in the interests of public health. But what Wall Street has come to terms with, when you see the NBA, Disney World, March Madness, Broadway here in New York, when you see those cancellations, it's becoming more and more clear that what is in the interests of the public health is not in the interests, at least for now, in the health of the near-term economy. The end of the day, public health has to be number one. I believe that. Wall Street believes that. But there is that near-term concern when it comes to Wall Street about what that ripple effect is going to be on consumers.
One last thing I want to ask you about, and that are the new trade deals. We just had a lot of optimism because we had all these new trade deals done. It looked like the trade war with China was going to be over, and now we're facing this. For Minnesota and Minnesota farmers, selling things to China and the rest of the world and those products coming here, is this coronavirus going to affect that and affect as it's affecting the markets?
Well, I think you really hit on something important here, and that is farmers and small businesses are some of the most at risk right now because of how business is conducted, because of the importance of China. I've spoken to so many small businesses that have already seen their supplies really hit because of what's taken place in China. And the question for farmers in Minnesota right now in particular is what's going to happen to that demand on the other side of this. One really key thing are those loans from the Small Business Administration, which are being overseen by local governors. So the governor of Minnesota overseeing that. And the president in his address announced that businesses will have access to additional capital. So if you are one of those small businesses right now, a farmer that is facing this potential risk and you need that extra cash flow to help your business, help you pay your employees, help you make your payments on time, you can speak to the governor's office and the SBA, and they can get you a loan up to $2 million in this crisis, Ross.
Rebecca, thank you, and have a great weekend.